thank the professor. I so much agree to a greater extent the submission he made. It is not about me. It is not about you. It is, he said something that this thing started 1999. What is he gave a very sound definition of what political party is, and that is a major ingredient of democracy. And what is democracy? Democracy is meant to be a government that is put together by the people, okay, who will be driven by the same people for their benefit. But what we have today in Nigeria seems to be a bit far from the true meaning of democracy. And then the political party as a major vehicle for this journey is tremendously injured. And how did this happen? In the past, political party is supreme. Parties determine who becomes what, how. But today, the strength of the political parties have been greatly eroded, and this strength has been handed over to a few individuals who have deeper pocket to drive the affairs of the political parties. We have, ordinarily, people are expected to, on their own, choose who they want. As a child, then, we say, okay, the community will sit together and say, this is who we want to support. They will come. Yes, there will be a few dissenting voices, but then majority of the majority voices or opinion will take precedence. But today, you have a situation where political parties belong to the executive arm of the government. For instance, you have the governor of a state who determines who procure forms, which it's mentioned all over, forms for members of the National Assembly and members of the State Assembly. Okay, he determines who become what because he financed the parties. Today, the funding of political parties is in the hands of these individuals, and these same individuals drive what happens in the party. They determines who becomes what. They determines who even becomes the national, and or the structure of the party is in the hands of these people who fund the political party.
What have you been telling them?
No, what we are,
IPAC?
thank you very much. What we are doing in IPAC, we ensure how can we get this thing better. We don't have the powers to do it. But what we do is to preach, to advise, to propagate. We must do what is right. Come back, bring back funding of political parties. We must strengthen political parties. We must weaken the strength of individuals. As long as this thing remains in the hands of few individuals, we can't get what we want in a democratic setting. And then with that and a few other things, that we have been advocating for, like a local government where today there's no democracy at the local level at all, and so many other issues. It is a long, but then if you look at it too, it is a holistic problem. I would say corruption, because nobody is looking at the influence of corruption in the entire system. The same way you have corruption in the civil service, the same way corruption is destroying democracy. So we must look at corruption. And recently, I must commend the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies with the support of the Mercator Foundation, who came up and began, okay, fine, we must begin to look at behavioral changes, because it is the behavior of the individual. Because even the telecoms that are supposed to benefit from the system, they prefer to sell their votes, they prefer to get money or take money and elect. So the whole thing is it is a symbiotic relationship. It's not about one person. So we must all come together as Nigerians. This is what we truly want. The telecoms must be able to sacrifice. The executive arm should be able to sacrifice. Because today, you will benefit, yes. And maybe for 8 years or for 10 years or for 12 years or 14 years. But the moment you're out of power, if you look at now, most of the people who are advocating for changes that, okay, what this current government is doing is destroying the system. Fine, let's do this, let's protest, let's change the government. Some of these persons were in the same position yesterday. They had the opportunity. But because it was serving their own interest then, Nobody said anything. So the same way, those who are in government today, if you think you are benefiting or it is serving your interest, tomorrow you'll be out of power. So the circle continues to rotate. So we must learn and come together to see how can we do what will serve us as Nigeria. Let's put this country first.
How to